talked on Friday about Keon Coleman kind of having an up and down day.
Yep.
I think he will be. Is he your pass catcher of the day?
By far.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say. He had an excellent Sunday here at camp.
I tweeted today, like, Keon had his best day. And people are like, oh, I thought his career was over after the other day. It's like, nobody said that.
I love Dan's social media response voice that he has.
That's how I read them. That's how I read the tweets.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel, presented by Connors and Ferris, Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bills training camp day number 4 in the books. We've got a lot to talk about this afternoon. We talked to Chris Tabor, the new special teams coordinator, some great players on the practice field, a little bit of injury, all that stuff. But I want to first start with Michael. What was kind of the thing that you took away from today?
Dan wore a long sleeve hoodie on a hot, muggy day at Fisher. The plan, Dan, what was it?
No sunscreen.
What do you think, Jenna?
He's
And then you guys said, is it UV protectant? No idea. I didn't know that was a thing.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you
mean?
You're just covered, you're good.
Yeah, that's not.
Is that how this
It
works?
filters those
You
rays.
think you're stronger than the sun?
He is. He really is.
I was down 2-0 in the series. I'm trying to battle back. And
Okay.
Well, we hope
I
it
had
does.
pants. I have pants on, too.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was hot. It rained a little bit.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we got every season. Like
Yeah, we
except
did.
for no snow, but like it was hot, it was muggy.
There's
then
always
it got
tomorrow for the
cooler.
snow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey,
That's
when
fair.
you're here at Fisher, the biggest thing you want is to avoid thunderstorms, right? Because they
Yeah.
don't have anything they
Yeah.
can do.
Correct.
So maybe they go to walkthroughs or something like they've done in the past in the gym. That's the downside of being here, the difference between being in Orchard Park. But
Yeah.
they didn't have that today. It was great. I don't want to be negative here, but I'll be slightly negative. I'm getting a little concerned on the soft tissue stuff early.
That's fair.
Curtis Samuel, Terrell Bernard listed as hamstrings, did not practice today. We know Dawson Knox on the sideline with a hamstring thing. I know it's early and this kind of stuff happens, and I don't think there's not a connection to the 3 players.
Right.
You just don't like to see that early on in training camp, even before they put the pads on and start
You'd
hitting.
like to think it's overly cautious, especially right now, especially with those veteran guys that they know what to expect from them. They know the system, all of those things. So not overly concerned yet is how I guess I would phrase that, as long as Taron Johnson didn't practice today, veteran rest day for him. So they are kind of, I think, easing some guys along as it has been so hot, has been so humid here so far at camp.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to add, every practice I've been here, no veteran rest days for me so far.
You've been, yeah.
I'm on a streak.
I was thinking that we don't introduce him as Hall of Famer Mike Catalana.
we do or
We don't.
We don't? No.
No, like when you're like, I'm Jenna Cottrell, Mike Catalana, Dan
Oh,
Fates.
no, we don't need that.
It would be cool.
That would be cool.
I'll just wear the gold jacket.
A gold T-shirt.
Yeah.
A gold polo.
Well, it's UV protected, the jacket.
We'll,
so-
we'll make sure.
Okay.
Learn something new today.
We talked on Friday about Keon Coleman kind of having an up and down day.
Yep.
I think he will be. Is he your pass catcher of the day?
By far.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say he had an excellent Sunday here at camp.
It was his best day of training camp by far. And it started on 7-on-7. He was inside the slot and ran like a seam route. Josh threw it to the inside, over a linebacker before a safety, through traffic. I was like behind the play, like in the end zone. It was coming right at me. And not only did he make the catch, he made the catch right in front of Sean. And Sean got to give him the, way to go, Keon, way to make a play. Like, that is when you want to make the plays right in front of coach. That helps. So
Yeah.
I thought that got his day off on a really good start. And then he had several plays in 11-on-11. A really nice physical rep against Dorian Strong.
Yep.
He was on the outside. Dorian's pulling at his jersey. It was a physical rep. And Josh threw it pretty much up over him where, Mike, you've said before, like Keon may not be able to separate still, but he's got to go up and over people and use his size and athleticism. And we saw that on display today. Really good bounce back day, his best day of camp so far.
And he made another play against Trey White.
Yep.
He had a
And
couple,
Trey,
yeah.
it was a tight pass, made the play, bounced off of him. Again, they're not taking him to the ground, but he would have broken loose. Trey gave like the slap of the hands, like I could have had the ball. Keon made it turn. We know he can run after the catch.
Yeah.
That is his skill, and it really was on display. Good coverage, great throw. and then great play after that.
And you mentioned how, he kind of did struggle on Friday. Like
Yep.
he had the nice catch in the beginning and then dropped one. And
Bad drops at the end.
Bad drops at the end. That was what I wanted to see today. It's just kind of like, hey, turn the page, have a nice day. Now, is that saying everything's fixed? No. But at the same moment, I think it's good to have a confidence-building afternoon for him, and what can he do now?
And I think a lot of the people, when we tweet like, oh, Keon had a drop, and they're like, oh, what about his catches? It's like, we're going to tweet the good things and report on the good days and bad days of players. And Keon is one of the players that you're looking at with more of a microscopic look. Like, you want to see every single thing. Like, we talked about it. Like, hey, good rep to get open. Bad job not catching the ball. Today, I saw both of those things. I saw good routes and the hands to make the catches. But again, for everybody that's like, I tweeted today, like, Keon had his best day. And people are like, oh, I thought his career was over after the other day. It's like, nobody said that. It's just, we can be critical of the guy who is trying to find his footing in the NFL.
I love Dan's social media response voice that he has.
That's how I read them. That's how I read the tweets.
But you talk about confidence. It's not just Keon's own confidence. It's Josh Allen's confidence in Keon.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That needs to build because Josh has options to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I'm sure they want a lot of targets going to Keon this year. But that plays out, and the quarterback's like, if I have faith in you, if you're going to come down with the ball, I'm going to throw you the ball.
But it's not only that. Like, a guy like Khalil Shakir, if he has a drop, it's like, okay. We may tweet it, but like, oh, it's a drop. But the
body of work.
That you nailed it. Way to save me there. I was gonna
should have let him cook again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna fumble my way, I think, into resume. But this is where Keon has had 23 catches in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like this is a guy that every rep is important for him, in my opinion. That I'm looking at his stuff with a fine-tooth comb, going, hey, what are we seeing here? Can he be the guy that take the next step and become a dependable guy? I think Joe Biscali's done a really good job of breaking down at times that Keon's really good inside of 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's separating down the field, like when Maxwell Harrison went step for step with him. And you were like, hey, he's going to have to go over him or through him to make those
Not
catches.
going to get by him.
Yeah.
He's not going to get by him. So that's where I'm looking at some of these things. So to see Keon have that strong of a day, going off of the poor performance the way that it ended on day 3, was nice to see that bounce back.
And you mentioned Josh's confidence in him and how important that is. I felt like Josh was kind of going out of his way to feed Keon the ball.
Yeah, I think that should be a big part of the offense. You know, when you said that about drops, like if Khalil Shakir dropped it, the tweet would be, rare drop for Khalil Shakir.
Yes.
Right? Because that's the guy he has been. Keon can be that guy. I think he does have good hands. I think sometimes maybe it's got to have that focus all the time in the NFL when those passes come your way. As those targets increase, it's going to come.
Yeah.
It is going to come from that confidence between the two.
You mentioned Keon and there's a microscope on him. I do think it's important to note, I know Dalton Kincaid is a player we have talked a lot about on this channel, and I think there's a lot of pressure in him going into year 3. I think he's had a pretty nice camp so far. I don't know if we've really mentioned a lot about Dalton Kincaid so far this summer, but for me, he's making all the catches that he needs to make. And that is something that I want to see entering, getting ready for the season.
Yeah, he doesn't have his running mate with him, right? Because Dawson Knox is not there. But they are going to count on him. And look, I think he's always looked good in this setting.
I agree.
Great route runner in that way. He's got the hands. It's just a matter of taking that back onto the field, being healthy. He looks good.
Yeah.
He's running fine.
Yeah.
So that's a positive. Again, no pads on yet. He's not playing that type of football, but I think he's looked good. Josh did throw one up to him today. On the times when Josh has said, like, I'll take some chances.
Yeah.
Threw it up into coverage. Matt Milano was there. Kincaid went up. They all went up. Milano hit the ground. Like, there's no tackling, but things can happen. Went up, made a good effort on that play and didn't bring it down. But I think we're going to see a little bit more as things progress at camp.
He got the check mark from me, but pads coming on is probably very soon. So what will that look like when we move the goalpost back yet again?
Yeah, I think it's a good point to bring up Kincaid. I almost said Keon.
Wow.
We're okay.
Yes.
I think it's a good point to bring up Kincaid because we haven't talked about him a bunch. I think he's been fine.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had any gold stars next to his name. I haven't had anything where I went, oh, that was really bad. He's kind of looked how I think he's looked most training camps where I've gone, yeah, this guy He looks like the guy that Josh can throw to, and it looks easy.
Yeah.
We just now have the sample size of 2 seasons where it hasn't always been that way.
At this point, though, I feel like, not to say I've been expecting him to drop it, but I feel like he has been more sure-handed.
Has he ever dropped a pass? Oh,
That was
Wow.
There was that.
Wow.
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 I have another pass catcher of the day.
Oh.
James Cook.
Oh.
The play he made
the
along the
side-
That was
sidelines.
really, yeah.
Sweet. Josh got flushed out of the pocket,
Rolling
rolled his
left.
left, threw a dart like he does, and James went up. Yeah, there were officials there. They called it in. We'll go with the flag, we'll go with the play that he was in bounds, but heck of a catch for Cook.
Josh was fired up, kind of sprinted right over to him, and I made the joke of, pay me.
Pay the man.
Pay me.
Yeah.
All right, what did we make of the?
One last one about the offense. Practice ended on a low note.
Yeah.
Tyrell Shavers going down, was carted off with a lower leg injury. Kind of looked like he was grabbing his ankle after the play. Maxwell Harrison was kind of trying to rip the ball out. Just kind of came down awkward, and that was kind of the end of practice.
You hate to see that.
Oh, yeah. I was standing next to as the cart went by. It was wrapped around his ankle. I'm not going to pretend like I'm diagnosing him just going off. Just saw the look on his face. The kid has worked really hard.
Yep.
Had a great camp last year. He's 69 yards a catch. Is that what it was last year? He made the one catch
play,
Oh,
yeah.
to
yeah,
the house.
yeah.
He is a tough player. He's made a couple nice catches today.
Sean
I
called him
hope
a true professional
He
last
did
year.
last year. They were very
Yeah.
pumped at the way he played. I think he is what do they call those guys? Like a 4A player?
Yeah.
Like he's right there.
Yeah.
And in this group, it's a tough road. Hopefully, when you go, anytime somebody goes out on a cart, you don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just, you wouldn't be putting crutches on the guy. You just take
Correct.
him so hopefully that's the case.
And it's
but-
not like a simple walk back to the locker room.
Yeah,
It's all the
it
way.
is
So a lot of
far.
times in training camp, you hear a lot of times guys are getting carted back. It doesn't necessarily mean the end of anything.
Yeah.
But it was something to note. The whole team kind of came around, and you just hated to see that.
Yeah,
He
you
had
hate
that
to see
look.
that.
And it's the end of a long day of practice
Yeah.
too, but hopefully it's not the case.
I get nervous when it rains too. Just that added element. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I know they play football in rain all the
They
time,
do.
but it's just. But for training camp, seeing that it makes me a little uneasy.
Yes. People love our banter, so I just
They do. Okay, what'd you see from the defense?
I saw
I'm a child.
a really nice rep from Javon Solomon.
Yep.
That was one of the reps that really
Sweet.
stood out to me. Would have gotten to the quarterback, but again, they kind of run past them. The other defensive linemen were fired up. A.J. Epinesa was back today.
Yes.
That was good to see. But yeah, I thought Javon Solomon was the one that kind of popped for me.
It was on Grable, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I believe so.
A lot of people are
He's
running.
getting a
around.
lot of snaps with Spencer Brown out. He's been on the field. That one, I think that one
Vandem-
he might have been on the left. He was on the left side.
So
yeah.
Vandemark kind of worked mainly in at right tackle. He's the one. I mean, we forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
he was
one that
at
played
Kansas
for him.
City game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when
Well.
Spencer wasn't there and
Yeah.
played really well. So they were kind of trying to work Grable in. That was yesterday when we were talking, or the last practice.
Friday, yeah.
Guys were kind of eating Joey Bosa and Greg
Right.
Greg Rousseau. So it was nice to see Vandemark
Greg
kind
Oliver.
of solidify that. I'm cooking.
I would also say a lot of you are excited about Solomon. We've talked about that he's a little different than the other guys. That speed was on display
Yep.
on that play. That was good. It was good to see, not taking anything away from him, depending on who it wasn't against Deion Dawkins.
Right.
That's fine. He might have beaten Deion on that. It was a
Yeah.
heck of a move, and he went right in.
Do we want to do the new dude of the day in terms of a guy that stood out?
New dude of the day is the special teams coach.
Yeah, Chris Tabor.
Yeah, because what did he reference during the news conference?
He referenced the movie Miracle.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did.
I wasn't there.
Jenna
for it.
looked at me.
Oh, I
goes,
thought you
Yeah.
were there. I
No.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember. We call that synergy, folks.
Synergy, that's
Yeah.
right.
He mentioned the movie, and I looked at Mike, and I'm like, look
So
at
we're a
that.
family.
Yeah.
I do love it, but he talked about getting to know personnel and just the players and all that stuff. So it was pretty funny.
It's a fascinating job for those guys because it's almost like they got their ideas that what they're going to do. The offensive and defensive coaches pretty much know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And special teams, especially this year,
Yes.
with all the changes, young players. Like if these guys, like if Dorian Strong is there, he's on teams. Like they might kind of know that, but these guys still got to make the team and things change and he's new to it. So they kind of almost have to wait it out. And we will hear this as they get set to make the first 53. It's about teams. It's about this guy on teams.
Yeah.
And it usually is. But let's see how it plays out for him.
I have an old dude of the day,
Who?
Cam Lewis.
Oh,
yeah.
good call.
He just continues to make plays. He was obviously in for Taron Johnson, who was getting the veteran rest day, had a blitz, knocked the ball down at the line of scrimmage. He had the breakup on Joshua Palmer on Friday. Like, every time you look, and every time, like, we're talking about, like, oh, like, you should upgrade the position. Like, do you know how hard it is, like, to do what Cam Lewis can do?
Yeah.
It made me think of that because you guys were talking about special teams. He's valuable there. He's valuable as safety. He's valuable as Taron's backup. Like, he's done everything. And when Taron went out in that first game, he came in that game against Arizona, had 10 tackles. Like, he can play, and it's crazy that a guy from UB kind of went under the radar and has found a niche and an important role here.
I was just thinking, you're 100% right. And I was looking back last year, from last season, for some reason at the snap counts, I was looking at people. When you combine defense and special teams, he had like the 5th or 6th
Wow.
most snaps of any player. Now,
Yeah.
I know special team snaps are looked at, certainly they're a little different than playing, but he had a lot of defense. It's rare. It has to be only the players ahead of him were the ones who were, just, it's not even by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think he had over maybe 800 snaps last year. It's
crazy.
It's a
Wow.
lot for him. And I
Virgil
believe-
had a lot of special team snaps you don't think of.
you
Yeah,
don't think of.
yeah.
I think he is an old penny, a bad penny.
Wow.
What
Don't
would you
say
call
a
him?
bad penny. He said ugly penny.
I know. I was waiting for him to do
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Levi,
I hate-
Levi Wallace.
Let me cook.
but
Sorry.
Levi was a starter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this case.
You know what,
but
though?
Cam-
They trust Cam.
They do.
And you talk about the plays that he's able to make. Like, he has definitely been a guy out here that's popular. You're like, oh, there's Cam Lewis again.
Every day he's made a play where I go, Cam Lewis again.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable. Like, it just,
My favorite thing is when people go, yeah, but he didn't make that play against Justin freaking Jefferson. Now, he should have made the play.
I did think of that play in my head when I was like,
But I'm like-
all this guy does make plays. Like, he didn't make that one play.
Against one of the great receivers that's ever played
Yeah.
in the NFL.
was a hell of a
Damn
play.
it. You
Yeah.
got to come up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
We do want to thank some people because they've been obviously super nice here at camp and just like so gracious, and just seeing everyone come up to us has been really fun. So Bill, who loves the Bills, we love that.
Shut up, Bill.
Tom, Annie, Sheila, who I met today, who was we were out on the field. It was after practice and she's like, "Can I get your picture?" I was like, "Oh, you're talking to me?" Kate as
Kate,
well.
yep.
And then I want to thank Rebecca Schwam, who sent me a card for the wedding.
Oh,
How sweet is
very
that?
nice. Wow.
Thank you so much. That
Very
was
nice.
so kind and appreciated.
Nice.
Anyone
Everybody's
else?
been nice. I hear a lot of Buffalo Plus as we're going around.
Yes.
So it's what
Yeah.
we want to hear.
Yeah, we love it. Anything else?
No.
Oh, here's something else. Brandon Bean's coming to the patio.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's very true.
So, yes, the general manager will be with us, barring a scheduling conflict. I mean, he does have a thing or two to do while he's here.
Yep.
Happy birthday to
Happy
the general
birthday.
manager,
Yes, yeah.
which was today. So he will be coming there. We are going to post something for you guys if you have a question that
Yeah.
you would like us to ask to the
Or
general
drop it in
manager.
here.
Yeah, you can drop it. Yeah,
The
I guess
comments.
that's even easier.
This
I
is
just
the-
said it.
Yeah.
Yes, but we will do the other two. Yeah, drop it in the comments, and then we will see if whose questions, as part of our interview with
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
on my patio, which is right over
There
there.
it
Wow, we haven't
is.
pointed in
First
an
time I got to
episode.
point at my own house.
There it is.
Wow, look at that. You can't ever move, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Well, he has to stay in the walking radius of
Because
Fisher.
I
Fisher?
did move.
Yeah.
We moved from one to
Yes,
another.
but you moved within
Down
your
the street.
neighborhood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You in another house in the neighborhood?
Maybe.
All right, thank you so much. Reminder, you can find our audio-only version of the podcast available wherever you get your podcast named Buffalo Plus.
Great job.
Okay.
You're crushing it.
All right, please be sure to like,
Doing
comment,
great, sweetie.
subscribe, and share. We thank you so much. For Mike Catalana and Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. We will catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus channel presented by Connors and Ferris.